last couple of days. I think it's going to be in the 40s today. Yesterday was like the 30s and maybe in the 20s the day before. So we're on our way up maybe, but I think it's going to be warmer tomorrow and then probably get cold again. Uh, but that's like, I'm down at the Lincoln Memorial. Maybe, yeah, there you see the building there. Let's see if anybody's here and they hear me because I've been screwing up on this. And sometimes people don't hear because I screw up somewhere. I still have this new phone and I'm not sure if I figured everything out, how to work on it. So when somebody's there, give me a chat and let me know you could hear me. So if you could hear me now or not. Somebody can I say, oh, somebody's coming up. Maybe. Do you hear me? Do you hear me now? Do you hear me now? There's a park ranger cleaning something off a. You see her over there? Oh, maybe not. Where is it? Where is she? She's trying to get the squirrel away so she can keep cleaning. Ah, yes, you hear me. Well, thank you, Larry. Larry Outdoors. I'm outdoors too. It's nice to be outdoors, particularly during the COVID stuff. But I want to talk about grants and getting government grants because so many Let's Go Help members say, well, I just want to know where to get like a grant to start business. Now, they're there, and there are thousands of them. But finding them is a little more complicated than people realize. They change every minute, especially now with COVID. They're changing all the time. What's here today is gone tomorrow, and what we hear yesterday will be all new. So there's just too much, traffic going on, and it's not all in one place. We have a big country with 50 states. Every state has their own grants. Then every city has their own grants. Every county has their own grants, and they're for all your needs too. Right, Gainesville, Florida has their own grants, but that's just one place to look. So you just can't look in one place. Like when the EDIL was here and the PPP, those big business grants, so that was easier because there was only one, and you can apply for those from anywhere in the United States. But now it's not like that anymore. There's some national programs, but the real activity is really going on local. And that's because local governments, state governments have so much money from the COVID, stimulus packages that were passed that they haven't spent yet. So now what they're doing is spending all that on things that their community needs. And usually the needs of the community are the things that we're all looking for, whether it's money to start or expand a business, money to pay rent, to pay utilities, money to pay your mortgage, money to fix up houses, money to get out of debt, things like that are all basic needs for all of us. But the federal government has certain programs for them, that they pay for services, so you don't have to pay for those services, and then they help you get out of debt, because that's another thing. Or they have services where they help you with your mortgage, or services that help you start a business, mentoring services. So you have to look at that also, not just the money programs, and also the people who have services, who run those services and provide those services, know where the money is, if there is. And remember that everybody doesn't know everything. And so it's a numbers game. How many people can you contact, who specializing in that information? I mean, my wife is trying to find free dental care for people. And she's calling all over. It's getting on the phone. And what's interesting to learn, too, watching her again, how to use the phone to get the help. I mean, that's very important because you have to get them to want to help you somehow. And even if they don't have money, that's why how you open the conversation is very important. You just don't say, hey, I want a grant to get my teeth clean. I want free this. No, to get people to help you, you have to do more than that. Because they're going to get rid of you very quickly and just say they don't have a grant and you're gone. And then you lost the most important part about them, is that they know of other programs that they may be able to help you, because the world is too complicated. These services are too complicated for any one person to know everything. You have to, dig at it. That's why, I'm here. I mean, you just can't go out and shake at trees and the grants will fall out of the trees. That doesn't happen. You like it to do that, right? But it's not going to happen. And that's why it's more like digging for oil. It's a search. It is. You got to put an effort. If you don't want to do it, that's fine, and you may get something easy. But if you really want to be successful at this, you have to put in some effort, and just not try to find a link on the internet. And that is the worst thing to do. Going to Google, finding a website to fill out an application for a grant. I don't think that is worth anything, doing that, because Google is all full of people who want to get money from you. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you want to find people that want to give money to you. And everybody on Google wants to get money from you because they have to pay Google. And that's why you have to stay away from there. You have to go to the people in your community that help people like you. So whether if it's for getting free dental care, then you have to start finding the people in your community that help people do that. And they're all over. I mean, you have nonprofit organizations, you have community services, you have county services, you have city services, you have nonprofit hospitals. I mean, they're the people you have to go digging at, or the websites that specialize in that, like for healthcare or dental care and something. There's some really good websites out there that help you, that accumulate this kind of information. And the one I like is NeedyMeds, NeedyMeds.org. And you could find people, the free and low cost dental services, free and low cost health care, free and low cost hearing aids, they specialize that. They don't sell anything. See, everybody else is going to sell you something. And that way you don't get an unbiased opinion. You have to stay away from people who sell you something, because then you'll never find everything, the best thing is out there. Because anybody who's selling anything, I mean, it's natural. They want to lead you to something that they want to sell. Maybe good or maybe not. So you don't really get to know your options and your best option. Anybody you talk to who's selling you something, to me, it's impossible for them to know your best options. And that they may have some interesting ones, and you make notes of them, and then you keep going to find others that know other options. Nobody knows everything. They can't. It's too big. It's too complicated to change it. It's a moving target. And if you really want to solve a financial problem, you can't rely on what everybody else is using, because that's usually not the best. That's just the easiest and the most expensive usually. And everybody will review that because everybody's using it, but everybody's using the worst, because there's other things that people don't know about that really are the best, because they don't charge you anything, but they're not going to advertise and find you. You have to do the effort to find them. And that's why I think the best effort now, with so many things on the internet, is relying more on people. Now, I have a report I'll give for free to anybody that sends you that tells you all the organizations in your community that will do research for you for free. Okay, that these are people that, no matter what your problem is, they get paid to help you for free. Find the money, they help you find the help, they help you find whatever it is. And that's what you need. People who know the subject that will help you find what's really out there, not what everybody's advertising that's out there. If they're advertising, they're making money for you. And that's not bad by itself, But there's other options where people get free money to solve your problem. You know, I'm not saying which is better, but if you're hurting for money, you don't want to pay. If you have a lot of money, fine. Yeah, you pay somebody to solve something. But if you don't have any money, then it seems it's, you know, you can't afford to hire people to solve your problems when there's people out there who do the same thing and probably better for free because they don't have a mode of selling you something. And that's what I'm trying to teach people to do. You know, no matter what it is, if it's, you know, if it's buying a home or whatever. No, there's not. Don't start by a realtor. It's not that they're bad, but they're going to lead you to everything that makes it easier for them, and they make a lot of money. You know, and if you don't worry about money, that's fine. But if you are, you have to find those little gems that are out there. And there's nonprofit organizations. One, if you go to HUD.gov and just put in counselors, HUD.gov, and get a free lesson from them on where the grant programs are, you know, to buy homes or put down payments for free and things like that. Every state has a state office called the Housing Financing Agency. They have programs to buy homes, fix up homes, and, for real estate investors and things like that. Neighborhood Works is another nonprofit organization that helps you get low-cost homes. Man, what is that? Jimmy Carter's place that he used to volunteer in. I mean, they give houses out for half price, but you won't find them if you're looking at real estate investors because they're not going to make a commission because they give you a no interest-free loan, and that's really like getting it half price. And you put in sweat equity to do as your part of the effort. So these kinds of things will never be advertised, you know? And the professionals who have to make money out of this don't make money from these free things and government things, so they're not going to tell you about them. Or they may, I'm not sure they lie or anything, but yeah, they have no need to know. They're not making, they're trying to make, tell you things that they're going to make money out of. It's human nature. It's not, you know, whatever. They're not bad people. They're survivors. Now what you have to do is work around that. And learning the system is the way to do that. And that's what we do at Let's Go Help, is trying to teach people about it. And I'll tell you, every fat cat knows about this stuff. And that's how I started learning about this 40-some years ago, whenever it was, by helping Fortune 500 companies get all this money and help. I'd go to an office that would help people for free sell everything they want overseas, give them money to sell overseas and everything. And they were billionaires. They could have done it. And a little business there, you want to do business overseas, you don't know any of that stuff. And you're going to go to somebody some consultant, yeah, we'll help you. And like I was one of those consultants. I help you, charge you thousands of dollars, and go to the government and get it for free. I'm no dummy. My clients are just lazy, that's all. So if you don't have money, you just don't be lazy and do it. So you don't have to spend $10,000 to get something you can for free. And that's the difference. And whether you're a millionaire or you don't have a pot to pee in, it's all for you, like it is for anybody else. The audio is clear despite the background. Oh, I see the wind. Is that bad? Oh, well, that's nice that the audio is clear. I'm sorry about that. And now I'm building something I call a Let's Go reports, and maybe you've seen that, because when you join Let's Go Help, you get all the reports I do, and we got hundreds and hundreds of them. So if anything, you want to know how to not pay your, your property taxes, I'll show you how to do that. I did a report the other day on how to get your license back when you have too many bills and you need a license to, you're an Uber driver, you need it for work. Well, there's ways to do that. It's learning the system. And because I spent a career doing this, the auto is clear as by. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, nice. Yes, yes, yes. That's good. And it's using the government, and that's what it is. And if you use an elected official, you can't just use one elected official. You have to use more. I've been helping somebody get free tax help. I mean, now there's a lot of tax benefits that you could get from the Biden program. They're grants that are given through the IRS. And so that means you have to fill out a tax form. And particularly if you have children or you're a caretaker. Now, there's big grants. And even if you don't have children, there's a new Biden grant for people who don't have children through the tax system to give you $1,500, even if you don't pay taxes. If you're taking care of, you're a caregiver, you get $8,000 grant, even if you don't pay taxes. Excuse me, I got a hiccup. And that's all through the tax system. So people say, oh, I don't pay. It doesn't matter. So you pay taxes one time, And actually, you could go back years and pay taxes, sort of like the earned income tax credit. A lot of people don't realize that. You can make $30,000, $40,000 a year and get an extra $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. And if you haven't been doing that, and you don't even have to pay taxes to get that either, you could go back 4 or 5 years and do that. Free tax help. Now, that's a little tough to get nowadays because of the COVID. The IRS, they don't give them enough money to help too. But the good place is go to 211.gov or go to findhelp.gov, and they will have the nonprofit organizations that will do taxes for you for free. And even just answer a question for free over the phone, they'll do that. Me too, I'm not sure which one to join, or if you, you join either one and you belong to both. So if you're worried about if it's letsgohelp.com or letsgohelp2.co, they both go into the same one. And so if you join one, you don't have to join the other. The problem with Let's Go Help is that you get into the Facebook group, and then that tells you how to get into the out of Facebook group. We have an out of Facebook group because a lot of people hate Facebook, and I'm one of them. So we got another group, but so many people are still in the Facebook group, and that's fine. But if you just join the other one, you could get into the Facebook group for free too. And by the way, we just put up the winners from the last grant. The $30,000 we just gave away. We closed that on the 4th of February, and finally got it together and announced the 50 winners. So you could see that on any of the both of the platforms. On Let's Go Help, letsgohelp.com or letsgohelp2.co. Okay, just CO. And that's how that, and all the names are there. And then you fill out a form so we could send you the money. The money, honey. Actually, I'm still just sent 2 checks today from somebody from last month already. Still didn't get their money. So we just sent it again. Want to make sure people got their money. And there's a nice person on the Facebook who said she wanted to apply for the money, but she didn't want it for herself. She wants to give it to a veteran that really needs it. See, the money that we give out, you can use it for other people. Okay, I'm just kidding. What is good? The auto is good, great. Let's see. I want to see the. Me too. I'm not sure. Which of the sites for me apply to every grant? I can't. Either one. You're already a member of Let's Go Help 2, I believe. Okay. If you are, just go to Let's Go Help 2 and tell us you want a link to get into Let's Go Help, and the Facebook, and we'll do that. But they're both. You could apply on either one. We use the applications from both to choose. So if you only belong to Let's Go Help 2 and you apply there, you're in the pot, for next March. And this is our St. Patrick's Day grant. So we're going to give out $30,000 for 50 people that drink their ass off on St. Patty's Day. and hope we'll get them out by St. Patrick's Day. We had a little trouble getting out by Valentine's Day, but we're not a big corporation, have all these systems involved. But we try, and we'll be honest as hell. If we screw up, we just admit it and fix it. That's the way. We don't pay. Man, I make so many mistakes now. But back on the getting IRS help, a lot of libraries now, and I just hooked up someone with their library that gives you help over the phone for free. They have volunteers that help you with tax things on the free. So you don't have to call H&R Block. I mean, they charge hundreds of dollars for stuff that you can get for free. I mean, no, find those free stuff first, okay? And that's important. So you want to call your local public library. You want to go to 211.org and findhelp.org. And when you go to 211, findhelp.org, it does not have a phone number. But 211 does have a phone number, and that's good. You use it. But if they say there's nothing there, that's okay. Just take it for what it's worth. But then use the database, because the things change all the time. If they say something is not there, like rental assistance or something like that, or mortgage assistance. No, I mean, it's still there even though they say no, but you have to dig it out because it changes so much. Like the rental assistance and the mortgage assistance, that's changing every day. The people, in local offices that get the federal money are they'll close their program and then they'll open it up 3 weeks later because the government send them more. And it's just changing all the time. Some states have not even started their program yet, so there isn't one. But you want to know where that is, so you get on the list when it happens and you get the money. So, and that's what's important. So that's why you just can't take one answer for anything. The world is too complicated. It's somebody says, yeah, there's no jobs. Well, that's another thing that's happening now. There are so many jobs available, good paying jobs without college degrees. There is so much money available to get training for free without a college degree, to get a decent job at a good living wage, and it's just amazing. We're in a job crisis. People want to hire people. All kinds of jobs, whether it's hospitality, whether it's, technical, and even in factory jobs where you can now make $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year without a degree and get free training to do it. I don't know who that is, but not me. But it's nice it called and it didn't stop my video. That's what I used to always worry about, that my video is going to stop when they do that. But that, you really have to get into that and to talk about the free training programs available, and that you use 211. But do the search, search for 211 and for job training. Search for Find Help and job training, and start calling all the offices that appear in your search. You call them, and you don't say, hey, can you give me money? You say, hey, I'm trying to get training for a better job. Can you suggest? Oh my God, it is? Wow.
How are you? I'm sorry, you're in the middle of everything. It's Stephanie, it's good to see you.
I know. Say hello, Stephanie.
Hi.
No, I am true.
It's good to see you.
Nice. I knew you guys came to town.
Yeah,
Hi.
This is my colleague Tim.
Hi, colleague Tim.
Get out of the stage department and walk around.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's wonderful.
how are you? I'm not going to bother you.
Oh, that's okay.
It's all right. It's good. It's good to see you.
Say hello to everybody.
I will, for sure.
Hi. Yeah, it's a friend of my son's. She works at the State Department. My son knows everybody in town. He's one of the campaigns, and they all stay here, and it's a big couple that run everything. So what? Oh, the training, yeah. And it's important that you find out about the training. Any age. You don't have to be an 18-year-old. You can. There's programs for that. There's senior programs that get you trained. There's senior programs that will pay you, that pay your employers to work, to hire you, and they'll pay your salary. and stuff like that. I mean, who knows? How do you know that? They're pouring so much money into these training programs to get people jobs. Why? Because companies need trained people, and they don't know how to train people. So what they're doing, the government gives like community colleges money to train people. Now, I just did a report recently too that there's community colleges are like, get all this money and they're training you at home. They have online training for free, and then you get almost an automatic job. People are hiring so badly, and they need people so much, and at decent salaries. I mean, this is, minimum wage jobs or anything. No, this is, decent stuff, and training and interesting skills. And also another thing to look at is, what is it? Apprenticeships. Look for apprenticeships at any age. Companies are doing that. The government does that. You could be apprentice chef, and you make money and while you're learning, and that's what's cool. And then after the training, if it's 6 months or a year or so, then you're making really good salaries. And that's what you have to look into. I mean, this is going to be a long time. This is what the stimulus package or the infrastructure package was all about, was that stuff. And it is there. I mean, it's to improve people's lives through that. And see, they don't advertise. You don't know about it. Well, you're going to be advertising here for training, or colleges that make money from you, and training schools that make money from you, and all that kind of stuff. You want to find the ones that give money to you, because they'll make you go in debt with a government student loan. Then you have to pay back the debt, and you never get a job. And that's terrible. But, it's easy to get sucked in because you're hurting. And that's why there's too many sharks out there, too many people that want to get your money and know you're hurting and will get it. That's why just don't do anything, and don't even, people are calling you on the phone saying they're from the government and want money from you. No, the government will never call you, never text you, never send you an email, to ask for money. And you only deal with people at .gov. And if people don't have a phone number to call and to verify, don't send anybody money. There's just too many people. People pretend they're me and they're getting money from people. I don't know how they sneak into being a member too, and do it. And that's why, it's, Facebook is hopeless at doing that. It's like an arms race. The scam artists get smarter every time Facebook gets smarter. Then the scam artists will just one-up them and get smarter than that. They spend their 24 hours a day, trying to figure out how to screw you. So they're going to know more than you or I ever. I can't keep up with them. That's why for a while, I was just not have anybody comment, because it was just scam saying, this is Lesko, let me know if I can help you. Call Harry, he's Lesko Center. All bullshit. You need me, you go freelesko@gmail.com. That's freelesko@gmail.com. And then you find Magic Mary at the end of that line there. And she knows everything. She runs the place. And anybody else saying, hey, see this guy on Instagram or whatever, or he's Lesko, or he'll get you lots of money. That's bullshit. Anybody asking you to go somewhere, they're going to get money from you. Every website that I give gives money. Every website that I give will give you stuff and never ask you for money. That's why I'm even careful when people want to put other sites that some company will give you something for free. Well, that doesn't appeal to me, because what they're really doing, even though they're giving it for free, they're really getting your name so they could sell you something later. Or hook you into something, or call you, or whatever. I just don't want to do any of that. Everything, you want to be the alternative that you'll find people nice to these people when you call and try to find help. You want to respect them, even though they had a hard day or whatever, because they're there just to give you money, just to give you help. And so you have to be, even though it took 10 phone calls to find them, that's okay. They're there, and they don't know that. So you have to take a deep breath before anybody answers the phone and just be nice. Talk about other things. Be nice to people. Get them. You want to get the best out of them. And if you're mean to them, you're not going to get the best out of them. You can't beat the shit out of a horse, right? Some people do, but or anybody. You don't get the best out of people doing that. And because you don't have money to motivate them, you're not paying them. You have to use kindness to get the best from these people. These people want to help you. You just have to create the environment that makes them want to help you even more. And you do that with you and your personality. And we forget that because it's a pain in the ass, and I've been working so long and making so many calls and going on so many websites and finding nothing and all that. Yeah, it is. And it is. Take a break. Come back. Roll up the sleeves. Give it another shot. Because you only have one life, man. And that life is precious. And you want to try and do more with it. And it's out there, man. We live in a country that has so much stuff we can do. And if you're just going to believe the headlines, you miss all the good stuff. You got to dig beneath and find the fun stuff. A lot of fun, interesting things to do. But they're all not in Google. They are, but you never find them. Because Google just wants the silliest stuff. Yeah, and the good stuff is beneath that. And that's what's hard to find in our country. But it's there. And it's there more and more now. It's so many fun things to do. So many people need help. Go out and help somebody. Go volunteer something. Yeah. And see what happens. You want to make some money? Just go on. In these platforms now, you can do anything. Find anything you want to do. I mean, you could start a store for 10 cents. Man, when I was a kid, to have a store cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now you go to Etsy for 20 cents, you have a store. It's an amazing society. You want to be an expert in something, make money on it. I mean, there's places you just say you're an expert. And there's platforms that find business for you. You still have to hustle. It doesn't come by itself. Like clarify.fm. I mean, you can say you're an expert in something. Go on these platforms. You want to talk to me about whatever you're an expert in, and I charge $1 a minute. And they take care of everything. They care of the building. They care of all the technology you need. You just need a phone, and you're on your way. Easy peasy, but it takes work. Okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna start hustling. I'm getting cold. I thought it was supposed to be like real warm by now. That's why I came out a little later. Well, I gotta go back and answer questions from Let's Go Help People. That's fun. I love all the people that say, "Oh, I need a new roof. Grandma needs this. I need to get out of debt." And I just show them where in their city, state, wherever they live, the best sources of money to help them solve that problem. Man, what could be better than that? Helping people every day. Can't wait to